Hello, everyone. Welcome to Viking Wolf. I'm your host today, John, and today we're going to be doing some bee inspections. Time to get ready. Get all the smoker fuel and everything burning, because you need to do that in order to not have the bees swarm you, because it blocks out their ability to register alarm pheromones that the bees make to warn them in case of threats or danger or something attacking their hive, and that can be a beekeeper checking in to see how they are. So you got to get some stuff like some 100% cotton type things. This is actually cotton mixed with wood chips and such. You can find all sorts of smoker fuel online and such, or just straight off the ground. Take leaves and such, shove them in. This is a smoker. Got the lid, bellows, smoke comes out. You want to make sure it's cool, not hot smoke, or else you can melt off the wings of the bees, which is really not good if you're trying not to kill them. Yeah. Yeah, just gather up some stuff like off the floor, not like the floor of a house, but like the forest floor, and put it in there. There's also things called smoker pellets, and you can use those to get everything burning. Save that one in the pocket for later. And yeah, let fire get going in your smoker, and yeah. So, to all new viewers that are seeing this, I'm John from Viking Wolf, and I am one of the hosts here. I'm a beekeeper, and yeah, this is a hive inspection. Just need to get suited up now. Yeah. Sometimes the smoker can be a little finicky and be hard to get going. Alrighty, let's go to work. Alright, so after getting all suited up, you want to make sure your gloves are fully on, your net is fully zipped, goes around, and then it has a Velcro strap here. And, well, I don't like using the full body ones because these are much easier. So I just wear thick enough pants and, well, good old duct tape. You can't get through that, and you don't want them getting up through and going up inside the suit. It's not fun when they start stinging you in the back in the suit and you can't get it off easily, or else they'll sting you more. So, move the stopper to smoker. Make sure it's going bare. Throw another smoker pellet. That's what I like to do. I am not an expert at beekeeping. I am still new to all of it, but I am pretty skilled at it. So, yeah. First thing you want to do is smoke the hive, so that way they don't get as angry when you open them. We're starting with beta here. This is alpha, and that's beta. We went with the Greek alphabet because it's easier to keep track of, and, well, they tend to swarm a lot. It's how they multiply. Yeah, smoke the entrances. Not too much, or else you'll make them think their houses are fully on fire. Move the straps that are holding it down. And have your torch ready. Well, not torch, but one of those high power butane lighters. It's good to have one of those because it gets the fire going much easier. And there tend to be spiders that like to hang out inside the colony. Well, it's a good thing to torch them before they eat the bees. Oh, like that. To all those that have arachnophobia, don't worry, I'm not going to show it. But let's just say this thing is bad. Bees tend to make this material all the time, and they use it to seal up cracks and such in their hive. It's called propolis. It's a mixture between wax, sap, and other nectars from trees. And this stuff can be very strong. Got it. All right. Now, smoke the entrance, or the top part. In this box here, we have some frames that we want to get emptied. Looks like we're at that time of the year where we can't have them empty them out anymore because they'll start to fill it up with nectar. Doesn't seem to be much, so looks like we'll just have to get rid of these. We'll might reuse the frames, but the frames are also almost, they're like 4 years old. They're from 2021 and 2023 on this one. So, yeah, good chance that we're not going to keep using these. Do not see the queen. Set that one aside. All right, time for the main colony. This is a multi-hive tool. It's got a hook, a pry, and a wedge. So that way you can scrape away stuff like pieces of wax here that they build in places where you don't want it. You can just chuck it. I like to set it aside and just throw it back inside because they'll reuse it. Yeah. Take a look on the inside for a sec. Good. Now pop open the two hive deeps. These are called deeps. There's others that are called mediums and shallows. The medium and shallow, people tend to use those for getting the honey that you see in like the grocery stores and such. A healthy colony can make a lot of honey. Like, I think I read this that an optimal hive that has all the best stuff can make up to 300 pounds of honey in a year. This is from memory, not so it's not 100% accurate. But we got this in from 2 hives. Is that we got 74 pounds of honey from them combined. So, all right, smoke. Each one of these can weigh up to like 50 pounds. It's a lot. Looking fairly healthy. Yeah, you can hear them buzzing around me. They smell my breath. Not because it smells, it doesn't, it's minty fresh, but it's because they can detect CO2. And that's how they tell where a predator is or something that's trying to eat them, like bears. So, that's how they tend to detect intruders. Put in a frame holder. You probably can't see it because I'm probably out of frame, but it's over there and it's holding in the frames that I take out, so that way I can have place and room to be able to do the inspection. Right now, I'm checking their stores and looking for the queen. You need to be very gentle when doing it, or else you can squish some bees, and that can cause them to get pretty angry, because when a bee dies, it releases pheromones that are sealed in it, or when it dies, it does a last ditch thing, and it will detect a threat, release a pheromone that says, warning, something just killed me in the hive, prepare for battle, and attack. So, you don't want to roll any bees. I'm not going to show what it looks like until I find the queen, but it's looking very healthy in here. It's full of pollen, full of honey. Well, not too full of honey, it's got a lot of brood in it right now, which is a good sign, and I'm seeing eggs and baby larvae. So that means the queen has been here within the past few days. We got some bright yellow pollen, probably from the dandelions that we have around here. That's the bee that was on my finger that you felt, that you hear in the. Get out of there. For some reason the bee was attacking the microphone. Don't know why. Any ideas? Say it in the comments. This entire frame here is brood. Reason why this one here is shorter is because we ran out of frames when we built this, and we needed to put a frame in, so we just threw one in. But it is a very good frame. The entire frame here, all that cap stuff that's all along here, that's all brood. And all those little holes have larvae. Okay, I don't know why this bee keeps attacking the microphone. I bet it's really loud on that end. I'm sorry about that to all you viewers. I don't know what's going on with this one bee. Maybe it doesn't like the scent, or need a little more smoke. I don't know why that bee was attacking the microphone. Maybe it's detecting the electrical discharge between the microphone and the camera, but who knows. Also, fun fact, all worker bees, all the bees that you see outside are female. Every one. It's actually the females of the bees that go and collect everything and make everything. The drones, the males, they don't have a stinger. They're bigger. And basically all they do is sit around all day and do nothing except eat. So during the winter, right before it gets cold, they will kick all the bees, the male bees, out into the cold and just keep basically only a handful in to keep themselves safe. But besides that, yeah, all male bees, they're kicked out of their house to freeze to death outside. So, I do not see the queen here, so that means she's probably in here. So, now I just gotta put this all back together. But the queen has been here. A little angry. Down. Just some wind. Sounded like a tree was falling. And slowly put them all back together. Yep. Most bees, they only live for like a month or a couple months. But it's been a while since I've really looked at a book, so I might be a little off on some of my explanations here today on bees. So everything I say is not 100%, but I do know a lot of what I'm doing. Alright, time for this one. There's no queen in here, and I'm going to put this back up here to make it easier. Some people in the comments, they might say, hey, she might run down below. Yes, I know that, but I know she is alive and she's likely in here, and I'm just going to put it back together to make them happier. This box here weighs like around 40 pounds, so they aren't light. Alright, let's see if she's in here. Very soon, we're going to make another video of us putting in the supers. Like, maybe. Don't know, but good chance of us putting in another one of these videos of us putting in the supers to have them take all their nectar, put it up into the storage, and we'll take some of the uh, honey from that. So now I need to take this one apart very carefully. Oh, there's a lot under there. That's what it's telling me. That is all honey. No queen, but as you can see, that's a whole sheet of honey right there. They actually use the honey as insulation during the winter. So I'm hearing a lot of bees under here. Very gentle. Yep. I'm not seeing a queen, but they're all fanning, which means the queen was in there. Must be because they're thinking it's a mouse. Because bees do have to deal with mouse problems. Yeah. Also, if bees have a foreign object that they can't take apart and remove, get out of their hive, they'll coat it in wax. Bees are pretty sterile creatures, actually. Now this frame, yep, gonna have to do a little repair work. Pretty empty, but that is not good. You want to remove those from the hive, or else everything will be fused together and be impossible to take apart later. It's also pretty fresh reused wax. You can see how it's an off color. That shows that it is not fresh wax, but it's not that warm out, and it is very soft. That shows that this is new, reused wax. It's like the consistency of bubblegum right now. This entire side here is covered in a sheet of nectar. It's pretty cool. These are interesting little creatures. If you know how to work with them and know how not to get them angry, they're actually very calm, but it also depends solely on the queen. You might think it's the whole colony, but it's actually the behavior of the queen determines the behavior of all these bees because they're genetically from her. So they all pick up their traits, like aggression, from how aggressive the queen is. Oh, and I found her. But that is not her. This is actually a new queen who is laying workers. I'll come bring the camera over and you'll see that is our original queen because our original queen was marked. The people that we got our bees from, they will put paint onto the queen. But this queen does not have it. She actually has no mark. And that shows that she is new. And she is big. They can live up to 4 years and lay. All of these bees here are hers. See the big one there at the corner? That is the queen. She just went under right there. That is the queen. Queen gives birth to every bee in this colony. And she will only mate once. Now that I know she's here, I need to be very careful as well as to not to roll her. Sure. Rolling is when you accidentally brush a bee up against the wall or another hard surface with another thing and you roll them. And if you kill the queen, it's very bad. Because one, the bees have to remake a queen, and two, they will know if she is dead and attack. So, everything else here is good. Now I slowly put this back together. I know she's on this frame. So, all the rest of these, I can be kind of rough. But this one, you need to be pretty careful. Or anywhere here. She may have gone down into the hive. But I still need to be very careful in putting this back together. So, I was not expecting to have a new queen here today, so I don't know what year of paint that we're supposed to use. Every year, there's a new color. There are, I believe, 4 colors. There's red, white, blue, and green. I'm pretty sure. I think also maybe yellow. 5 colors, I think. Like I said, I'm not a full expert. There's a bee right here, fanning. Has not stung me, so it's fanning because it scented the queen nearby and thinks this is the perch for the entrance to the hive. At least that's what I'm theorizing. But yeah, there you go, girl. Carefully put this back together. As you can see, this entire frame here is honey. I'm got a little angry because of how heavy it is. It thunked this inside the hive. Chew. You can see right here, all the bees cleaning up all the nectar that's in this comb. Because every bit of comb requires a lot of honey to make. Every pound of wax takes 10 pounds of honey, roughly, to make. Every bee makes it. So yeah, it takes quite a lot of work for a bee to build its colony. What I just flicked off was an ant. Ants are a big issue with bees because they can smell all the honey and they'll want to eat the entire colony. But yeah. this all back together. Move these off to the side because we got this other box here full of honey and everything. And it looks like on the inner cover there's bubbles. And that's nectar. So that shows that some nectar there has started fermenting and going bad because they don't come up here as much. But you can see all the little shine in that. It's all nectar from this year. So they've done a lot of work. But to prevent them from keep going up there and putting more nectar in, I'm going to transfer it into another box to prevent them from putting more in, and then they'll rob that box of its honey to put into their hive. Move you for a sec. All right. Nobody move or else the camera will fall. That's just got a lot of nectar in it. That's too much stuff. If I put it in here, it's actually going to rot. So, better just leave it there for now. I'll let them take care of it. But very soon, we do need to go in and take care of that, prevent them from going bad or taking over everything. One thing I like to do is take a torch and kill off anything that's growing underneath this. There's all sorts of stuff that can grow under here. Bugs, molds, fungi, all that types of stuff. So we like to torch it to kill off anything. It's actually pretty satisfying. Right. Around noon time, so the wind picks up a lot. You're probably asking how many bee stings I probably have gotten. I've only gotten like I think 3 stings in my life, and I've been doing beekeeping for like 4 years. I got stung, I think, once when I was working on a hive down below, and once when I got stung. We were walking away from the hives, and one crawled up my back and was stinging me under the armpit. That hurt a little. And another time when one stung me through the glove because I was holding a handful of bees because we had to catch a swarm, which is a colony of bees that have split off from the main hive, and that's how they multiply. So yeah, we like to use ratchet straps because they can get pretty windy up here, and just a rock on the top to hold it down won't work. It also doesn't scratch up the top, and well, helps deter anything else from trying to pry it open like bears and such. So yeah, we're Viking Wolf. I'm John. Hope you enjoyed us doing a hive inspection. Glad to have you along. And yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.